Okay, welcome to Unit 3, Lesson 5. We are talking about converting units between our imperial and metric now. So now we're going to convert inches to centimeters, feet to meters, and meter sticks and yard sticks. They're about almost the same amount. So that's what we're talking about. So we're only using these numbers, and we always multiply. That's the hint on this, is to always multiply by the number you see. Now, again, it depends on what you're starting with. So if you start with this one and you're converting to this one, you start with this one and you convert to that one, okay? So let's take a look. There's 3 of them that are missing. So one that is missing is 1 inch equals 25.4 millimeters. So 25.4 millimeters. So please add this. Okay, so add this in there. So this one right here, inches, that one's not in there. You need to add that. And there's 2 more. So under the feet, we're going to write 1 foot. 1 foot is equal to 305 millimeters. Okay, so 1 foot is equal to 305 millimeters. And then there's on the other side, 1 meter is equal to 3.27 feet. Okay, so those ones are missing. Please add them to the list because you're going to need those numbers. Okay, so we're going to use those numbers on the next questions here. So if I take a look at my questions, I'm going MI. Now this is the difference with our units. I want you to look at the difference. I've got MI, that's miles. Don't confuse it with just the letter M. The letter M is meters. They are different units. So if you see an M with an I, that's miles, and that's imperial. That's a very large unit, like kilometers. It's a large unit. All right. So now we would look in miles to kilometers. So I'm starting here. So I'm starting with miles. So I look on my start list. This is my starting side. So you look on your starting side for miles. Miles is on the left one. So I'm going miles to kilometers. So I'm multiplying by that number, timesing by 1.61. And now what you want to get used to is when you're seeing lots of questions like this. So for example, I'm just going to raise it up and show you. So you're going to notice I've got another one that says miles to kilometers. So I'm just going to look on my page and see if there's anything else that's miles to kilometers, because if it is, I know now the number to multiply by. So I'm going to say this guy times, come on, let's get the timesing 1.61, and we'll move down again. Miles to kilometers times 1.61. So we're going to do that for those 3 numbers. Okay, so we're going to take our calculators and we're going to take 8 times 1.61. We're doing all these miles to kilometers. And we are rounding. Everyone, we are rounding. We got to practice our rounding to 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places is more accurate than 1, so we're rounding to 2. So in this case, we're going to get 12.88. Okay, let's look at B, or letter E, pardon me. So letter E is the other one in the middle here, miles to kilometers. So I'm timesing by 1.61. I'm going to get 99.98. So when someone says I'm driving 60 miles an hour, it's very close to 100 kilometers an hour. Okay, so that's very, very similar. Okay, now we're looking at the next one, and we're going to find all the ones that are yards to meters. So now I'm going to look on my chart, and I want to find yards. So I'm starting at yard, going to meters. I'm looking to find my number, and I find it right there. So all of these ones, I'm now going to multiply by 0.91. And I'm going to find all the ones that are yards to meters, timesing by 0.91. And if I scroll up a little further at the very bottom here, letter J, times 0.91. So we can do the three calculations there. The first one's going to give us 36.4 exactly. There's no numbers at the end. So 36.4. Looking at letter F, 137 yards to meters, that's going to give us 124.67. Okay, right below it, we'll do our miles to kilometers. That guy there, we forgot to write him in. He's exactly 805. Whoopsie, I got to draw him in pink to keep it all the same here. So we forgot to solve this one. This guy is 805. All right, looking down at the next one. Looking down at letter right up here. I'm scrolling up, J. So letter J is going to give us exactly 1365. No decimals, it's an exact digit. So now we're looking at the next one. It says feet to meters. So I'm going to look up on my scale and I'm going to look for feet to meters, and that's this number right here, 0.31. So feet to meters, I'm timesing by 0.31. So another feet to meters, timesing by 0.31. Another feet to meters, timesing by 0.31. All right, let's do our multiplying and get them in there on our lines here. So this gives us 3.1 exactly. As soon as it comes back, whoa, that's not a 5. By the end of the day, this guy likes to start glitching. Okay, 31 exactly. Or pardon me, 3.1. Missing a decimal there. All right, let's go to the next one. Letter G, feet to meters times 0.31. We're going to get 18.76. Again, we're rounding. 2 decimal places is more accurate. Letter K, we're going to end up with 38.29. All right, the next one is inch to centimeter. Inch to centimeter. So if we look at our chart, the very top there, inch to centimeter is 2.54. So now I'm going to multiply by, what color should I go to? Let's go to a new color. Let's go red. Why not red? All right. Okay, go away. All right, so we're timesing by 2.54. All right, so this guy 2.54 becomes 30.48. Finding the next questions from inch to centimeter times by 2.54, giving us 182. Okay, now we've got our last one here, inch to centimeters. Letter H, we were finishing 182.88. And now last question, timesing by 2.54 to give us 88.39. Okay, turn your page. All right, now we're going the other way. Now we're going to go the other way. So for the first time, we use the left-hand chart. Now we're going to use the right-hand chart. It's because we're starting with the metric numbers. So now we're going to start with kilometers and meters and centimeters. So now we're looking at the second chart. The number I'm going to be using, kilometers to miles. Kilometers to miles is 0.62. So I'm going to find all my kilometers to miles, timesing by 0.62. And I'm not sure if you've noticed, but they go diagonally. 0.62. That's why I did it in different colors so you could see. So the next ones will go diagonally as well. So 10 kilometers is going to be 6.2 miles. 29.4 kilometers. 18.23 miles. Letter I, 1,000 exactly. it would round to exactly 1,000 miles. On the very bottom, we've got, do we have one more kilometer mile? No more kilometer miles. Okay. Next one, we're going meter to yards. So B is meter to yard.
I finished unit 2 on the booklet.
Okay, so take a look. We filled out the chart. We filled out all the numbers from the chart. Take a look and check your work.